Will he love me, or will he always want a man instead of me? What would brains do? First of all, so I want to do something like a classic holiday glam eyeshadow or makeup tutorial. As you can see, I have a few pimples like these two over here, and then one over here. And that's just because I've been eating meat. My body's reacting badly. We won't be eating meat for much longer though. We're trying to get rid of all the meat that's in the house and then go back to vegan and intermittent fasting. So I'm gonna use the Huda Beauty Warm Brown Obsession palette. This is how it looks. I'm gonna go in with that color. I also want to do some what would brains do, but I will do those when I start doing my face, because baby, doing those and eyeshadow is a lot for me. I'm gonna go in with this. Next, I'm gonna go in with this brown color. Let's see if I can use one palette. I have a big problem using one eyeshadow palette for a whole eyeshadow look. I'm gonna go in with that gold. It's like an old gold color. I don't feel like that brown is giving me what it's supposed to give, so I'm gonna go in the Jackie Aina palette and use Credit. I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. hydrating concealer, and I'm gonna start What Would Brains Do. I'm just gonna spot conceal these red marks. So this says, I'm a mom to 4 children, 2 boys and 2 girls. I have been a wife for 10 years. However, my husband wants 2 more children and I don't want any more. We are financially stable and have a house and can accommodate, but I just don't want to be pregnant for almost 10 months. The emotional distress and physical discomfort. We're also constantly arguing about parenting. He tells me how I'm a horrible mother, among other things. I have explained all this to my husband and he seems to ignore me. I recently got pregnant and I had an abortion. I really want to tell my husband, but I think he's going to be pissed. I also started taking birth control without his knowledge. I don't know what to do because I'm not the type to hide anything from my husband. What would brains do? So honestly, if you agree to have 5 children when you were dating, then that's the agreement. If you only agree to having 4 children, then you need to explain to your husband that when you guys were courting, when you guys were dating, you said you only wanted 4 children. So I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible 24 Fresh Wear in 510 and I'm going to mix that with Caramel Born This Way or Born to Glow from NYX. So explain to him that you don't want to have any more children. When you guys were courting or when you guys were dating, you only agreed to having 4 children, and tell him that because you don't want to have any more children, you're about to go on birth control. One thing I will say is that if you agree to having 5 children with your husband, and that he was of the impression that you were going to give him 5 children, then as a woman and a wife, you should not renege on that promise. A lot of time we as women, we like to renege on stuff that we said that we would do when we were in like the dating phase or the courting phase of a relationship, and over time that breaks down our relationship. Sometimes we forget that we should still be doing stuff to keep our partners, or the same thing that you did to keep your partner or get your partner. Same thing you should be doing to keep them. Nothing should change. But life happens and things change and people have to adjust and all of that. So the other one says, I'm a mother of a 1-year-old and currently 6 months pregnant with my second child. However, I'm in a predicament. The man I have been with for 3 years is a complete a-hole. If I honestly knew that this is what he was like as far as a parent and person is concerned, I would have never had any children with him. We are constantly arguing because his parenting style is completely different from mine, and it has gotten so bad that I have been thinking about once I give birth to just kill myself because I'm so tired at this point. He tell me that I am the worst mother ever and that he settled for me because he have a lot of options because he has a degree and I don't. He always have something planned out for me that I'm not doing up to par to him, but his parenting is garbage. I honestly thought about having an abortion when I found out I was pregnant the second time. He told me that I was giving him a jacket because we weren't getting along when I got pregnant, and I know for a fact that I will never ever forgive him for this because I've never cheated. I don't know what to do. What would brains do? That's kind of heavy. If you're with somebody that actually makes you feel like you're with someone that makes you feel like you wanna kill yourself, that's not a good relationship to be in. And we as women need to make sure that when we get into relationships with the opposite sex, that they value your mental health just as much as they value theirs. Because children are a lot of work, and when you have children, it definitely put a strain on your relationship. But you need to know exactly what's good for you and what's not. And for me personally, I'm not going to tell you to leave your relationship. I'm not going to do that. I don't think that's my place when giving these advice videos. I wouldn't want anybody to tell me to give up my relationship. But I'm going to say that you definitely need to talk to him and tell him that because of everything that he has been saying to you, you have been thinking about actually killing yourself. Don't know why I'm using this, but whatever. Use the other one. And you're pregnant with your second child, so this can also be postpartum. Not postpartum, this can be depression from your pregnancy. So you need to be really careful with that, because it will get out of hand, and it will probably get worse when you give birth if you're not careful. But you really need to talk to someone about how you've been feeling, especially your partner. Tell him that the stuff he's saying to you is hurtful and you don't like it. A lot of times we as females expect our partners to basically read our minds. I feel like this powder is too dark, and that is the Fenty Honey powder. It's definitely too dark for my under eyes, but I don't want to go back in that room and wake up the kid. I use that to bronze up my face. Get rid of this powder. That was definitely too dark for my highlighted areas. But it was the only powder that I have in this bag. And a lot of times we as women don't say or like to ask for help or say the amount of stress we're under, especially as parents, because we feel like if we talk about it, we're not being good parents, or we're complaining, or we're not good at the job. But everybody have their issues. You're responsible for a whole human being, and that is a very hard task for anybody. The next one says, I'm a woman that has been with a bisexual man for 2 years. We normally have safe sex and he uses protection, but I'm confused. Will he love me or will he always want a man instead of me? What would brains do? First of all, I would never be with a bisexual man. That's just me personally and my personal preference. But I will say this. I think he will probably always wonder what it's going to be like if he was with the same sex, unless you're willing to get, you know, one of those dildo and take care of business like a man would, then he will always have those desires, those needs, those wants, lust maybe. So that's my opinion on that, honestly. This one says, I'm 17 years old with a boyfriend that I've been with from I was 15 years old. I recently got my acceptance letters to all the colleges I applied for, but the issue is he is staying close to home and I want to go to Atlanta to college. I don't know what to do. What would brains do? First of all, I'm going to keep it straight with you. Don't make life decisions for boyfriends, okay? Boyfriend, you don't have a ring on your finger. You're not engaged to be married. You have zero commitment from this person. I'm sure he's staying at home because he thinks that's what's best for him. And I'm gonna tell you, go to Atlanta, go to school. If that is your soulmate and that's who you're supposed to be with, the long distance will not hinder the relationship. Like they said, distance make your heart grow fonder. So that's my advice on that. Please stop making life decisions for boyfriends. Make sure you have more commitment. That's one of our biggest women's. We like to make life decisions for people we call boyfriends. I've been with my no boyfriend for 7 years. I told him that I would have liked to at least get engaged at year 5. I love him, but after living with him for 3 years, I realized that I would never say yes if he proposed to me now. He has some personality traits that don't sit well with me. I'm not perfect, but his money management and parenting style and way of communication does not align with mine. So I want to show you guys 2 lip options. I'm going to go with a nude gloss and a red lip. This is my favorite red lip, and this is from Fenty Beauty, and this is in the color Uncensored. This one, if you want a more affordable one, this is more on the orangey tone. This is going to make your teeth look really white. This is the LA Color Velvet Lip Mousse, and it's in the color Whipped. And this is the e.l.f. lip lacquer in the color Moody. If you're gonna wear something like this on Christmas or New Year's, especially New Year's, I would definitely say wear a gloss, because you're gonna be kissing when the New Year is coming, or you definitely want to use a liquid lipstick, or maybe you and your boyfriend or personal or significant other just don't care. I'm gonna read one more what would brains do, and then try on the red lip a little bit later. I would definitely say don't get engaged and don't get married until you address the money management, parenting style, and money management, parenting style and way of communication, especially the way of communication. When you're in a relationship, that is what's going to determine if your relationship runs smoothly or not. Money management is a big issue, especially when you're splitting finances and you're married. So those are big ones. And then parenting style is a big one. And I would definitely say that when you're getting engaged or when you're dating, ask your significant other questions like, if we had a child and the child did this, how would you do? What would be your reaction? If I ask multiple questions, ask different scenarios, because parenting style is a big issue. If you guys don't agree on parenting style, it's going to be a problem, especially when you have kids. So that would be my advice for that one. Comment what your thoughts are in the comment section. Give them your advice on each one, 2, 3, and 4. And tell me what you guys think about videos like this, doing my makeup and actually doing what would brains do at the same time. Do you guys like it being incorporated or not? And I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.